Hi, Ty Shirley with Akro-Mils here at our Sandusky facility. I'm the plant manager here. I've been with the facility now for a little over 2.5 years. I've been implementing lean initiatives now for a little over 8 years. I do have my master black belt in all of the lean tools, and I've found it extremely beneficial to assist and move a facility forward through continuous improvement, operational excellence, by driving a lot of these structured lean tools, and today specifically speaking to a lot of the 5S initiatives we're completing here in Sandusky. Sandusky is just under 500,000 square feet. We currently employ approximately 180 employees. We have a pretty diverse product offering out of this facility. Currently we're supporting a little over 4,000 active SKUs. The business itself is divided up into three main departments. We have a metal and wood department that does stamping, fabricating, welding, powder coating, predominantly supporting our industrial consumer base. We have a labware department where we manufacture Petri dishes, primarily for the medical industry. And finally, we have a general plastics department. When we were embarking on our lean journey, and we knew that we wanted to become a world-class facility, and we were going to drive that through lean tools and lean manufacturing, 5S was the foundation or the building block we had to utilize to be able to support a lot of the other lean initiatives such as standard work, SMED, TPM, TPI. Our employees have seen significant benefits through our implementation of 5S. And really, we needed to start with the biggest benefit they've seen is safety. We've seen significant impacts on our incident rates being reduced year over year due to an organized, structured workflow in an uncluttered department. That has been monumental to our workforce here in Sandusky. Overall, efficiency, throughput, they're seeing gains by being able to get to their tools, being able to get to the materials at point of use, so they're not chasing the standard, trying to hit targets hour over hour. They're actually beating standard through being able to make sure that there is a structured workflow. We do have standard work in place, and we do have materials at point of use. That's been critical to helping our site be a more productive, efficient site. And we've gained market share through improved on-time delivery and reduced lead times, which has bolstered the backlog here at the Sandusky facility. We compiled cross-functional teams. We utilized Kaizen events, which is typically a one-week event where we would take members of a certain department or area and cross-pollinate them with other members internally within our facility. We would conduct training on what actually 5S was and the process of 5S and the actual stages of 5S to support a robust, structured process. Then we would deploy the folks in the specific area we were focused on improving, and it was a team-based approach to implement that process. We've utilized throughout the facility a lot of the Akro bins. The pick racks have been very beneficial. The cabinets and the heavy-duty cabinets and the storage go-around units have all been vital to how we've been able to simplify and straighten areas and really put materials at point of use to minimize that tack time or travel time that our employees were utilizing before. I think our biggest challenge here at this facility was culture. It's a new tool. It's a buzzword that's always been thrown around with not a lot of structure. We took a very structured approach as we've implemented this in very small structured pieces throughout our facility. So I think we were able to gain mind share from our employees so they could understand what 5S meant. They could see some small wins in certain departments as to how this would benefit the business as a whole. And then obviously cross-pollinating those folks and utilizing them on other cross-functional teams to roll out 5S throughout the facility has definitely paid dividends, but ultimate culture and buy-in was the biggest hurdle. Ultimately, the sustainment, or the last S, is the most difficult. It's very easy to regress when you're constantly moving and changing in a very continuous improvement culture, that we don't neglect or regress in areas that were on the forefront of our 5S implementation. So sustainment has been probably the most difficult, but we've been able to hold pat in that sustainment of those 5S initiatives through structured 5S audits throughout the facility. To define what that savings is difficult. You know, 5S, as I had mentioned previously, is the cornerstone or foundation to our implementation of lean tools, driving continuous improvement. You know, we've seen the impact of not only implementing 5S, but able to implement standard work, SMED, TPM. We've seen a cost reduction of about 15% year over year for the last 2 years. So there's some significant savings with this program. But again, this program specifically is the foundation to utilize other lean tools to really drive some impactful cost savings. Through a lot of our Kaizen activities specifically associated with 5S and eliminating waste, space savings wise, square footage wise, we've reduced the footprint of the facility, the operating footprint of the facility, by almost 100,000 square feet through a lot of our process improvement initiatives, mainly driven through the 5S activities. Sure, in most areas that have not, or 5S hasn't been implemented, it's really a cluttered area, limited visual management, kind of sporadic workflow. So when it's really an area that's, I won't say in disarray, but there's a lot of opportunity or low-hanging fruit. When we put a structured 5S program in a specific area, we would obviously take a look at the workflow, the clutter or asset utilization that wasn't being utilized in that specific area, and we would essentially look at simplifying the area, looking at how can we structure an area so we can support improved workflow, take out waste. We then look at straightening the area. How did conceptually, from a standard work perspective, how can we have this area flow, or we take some waste out of the, whether it's time in correlation with tack time, or whether it was just waste of, we had racks, bins, equipment that wasn't being utilized. Then we would scrub the area. We'd essentially have a red tag event where we'd throw out a lot of the items that we didn't utilize. And then we'd start to stabilize and create some standard work on how we would improve flow through a specific area. Then ultimately, sustainment of that process in that place or area is how we would put a flag in the ground and say this area has completed its 5S. I think, again, it's that foundation of a very structured business process, so it's sustainable, it's repeatable. What our customers see as a byproduct of this activity, I think they start to see a lot of those activities such as improved quality, improved lead times, that ultimately impact our customers' decisions to continue to purchase product from Akro-Mils. Well, I think ultimately we're in an era of taking costs out of our business and really becoming world-class businesses or facilities, and through that, obviously, these lean tools and lean initiatives are going to drive that activity. And obviously, overall, 5S is that cornerstone or foundation to build upon, utilizing additional lean tools to drive incremental cost savings. I think ultimately it has to be driven, and the buy-in has to be driven from the top down. It's a very cultural approach. It has to be part of the overall philosophy, mission of the company, that we are going to drive world-class improvement through lean initiatives. And by doing that, obviously involvement from, you know, a top leader at a site, a CEO, a president, has to ultimately have the buy-in to drive this process through the facility. Overall, I think it's, we've seen at our site here specifically, monumental changes with implementing 5S, and it's driven a lot of costs out of the business. It's definitely improved on our ability to utilize other lean tools to make our business more robust, more repeatable, and more stable through structured process.